I announced today that I'm not going to be a candidate in next year's municipal election. I really came to that decision about 3 years ago that this would be my last term, and I made a commitment to announcing it by the end of December, and so that's what I did today.
How important was it to get the budget through?
Well, that was part of the timing in terms of the announcement. I wanted to make sure that the budget got through. I'm very proud it's the 12th budget that we've kept the promise I made to constituents to keep the tax rate at a reasonable level. And obviously we had a good budget debate, lots of ideas back and forth, but at the end of the day, I think the mayor's role is to try to control the macro view of the budget and not get too much into the weeds to make sure that we keep our city affordable.
You said you made up your mind essentially at the beginning of the term.
Yeah.
Even before that, by the sounds of it.
Jan Harder actually announced it at the council meeting. She was not going to run again. I kept it to myself. I think I'll still have influence and ability to get a lot of these projects that are still before us started. We won't get them over the finish line. Things like the Civic Hospital, the new Central Library, Phase 2 of LRT.
Does that mean after you're done your term, public life is in the future for you? Do you have interest in staying in public life in some way, in a role somewhere?
Yeah, look at it. It's I just made the announcement today. It's hard to go and apply for jobs as mayor, but obviously, my time as elected official, I consider that to be over in November, and I look forward to if I can find something that's a good fit, I'll do it. And I think as I said, the turning 60, gets you thinking a lot more about sort of your future. And if I'm going to have one more career, I think it's probably a little easier to go and start it at 60 than at 65, for instance. And the other thing is, if there's nothing that comes about that I think is a good fit for me and the prospective employer, then I'm quite happy to start giving back to different causes, whether it's sitting on charity boards or offering, as I used to, help out at the soup kitchen at the Shepherds of Good Hope. I found that as a mayor, I've been so overwhelmed with work that I haven't had a chance really to do any volunteer work for some time.
I remember you saying once that you foresaw life after politics as being sort of like Jim Girl does. Sit on boards and do that kind of thing.
Yeah, and whether they're for profit or not for profit, I'd like to do a balance of some things. I would be bored to death if I'm not doing something. I think that like most other people, John. But I've really enjoyed. I've had a good run for coming up to 15 years as mayor, and as I said, I've enjoyed almost every hour of every day coming in here. There's no question the last year has been much more challenging with COVID, with LRT. With the impact of COVID on the economy, the tourism industry, and so on. So it's been an exhilarating but draining 2 years.
Do you see a future mayor on the city council? 1 more minute, please.
Yeah, listen. I'm sorry, this press conference is over. I think there's a lot of talent around the council table, but there's also talent outside of the council chamber, and I've run in elections where there have been 20 people that run for mayor, 3 people I think once, 12 people. You want to get a good cross-section of people that are running, and I look forward to seeing who's going to put their name forward. It's a big step, and anyone who puts their name forward, God bless them, because it's long hours, and it's you have to make some tough calls, and but a lot of it is also very enjoyable. You get to honor people and recognize, the good in people.